Okay, finally the water pump. There's the new one. Okay, a trick for novices is, like I said before, you lay out the pump so you know where the bolts are. On this particular pump, there's a stud they run here for the front mount, and a stud they run here for the front mount. You can't slide it past there, so you got to take those off. Here you got the time belt tensioner and the idler pulley. You might as well go down there and take them off too, because you got to collapse the tensioner anyway. And that tension, the idler pulley is about to get full of antifreeze. I mean, the less antifreeze you get on stuff, the better. Okay? You can see I got this idler pulley off. It's gonna make life easier. A couple more things. There's your time belt tensioner. See the pin in it? Like a grenade pin, sticking out both sides. Basically what I did was I compressed it in the vise. I pushed this pin back in and slid the pin in. Now, these things are very stiff to push in, and the reason it is there's a spring in there, but that's not what's stiff. There's a spring in there, and it's just a pin with a plunger, like a shock absorber, trying to push fluid to a tiny little pinhole. Okay? And the spring, when the belt flutters, actually just takes up the slack. Okay? But with that pinhole, it allows it to come back and forth and keep the tension correct. So actually there's not a lot of force against it. It's just you can't move it fast. It's like you trying to walk through a swimming pool full of molasses. You're not going to do it fast, but if you do it slow, you have no problem. And that's basically all these things are. Okay, now if they compress in super easy, it means the seal blew out, just like a shock absorber. This one's good. The guy didn't want to put a new one in. He didn't supply me with a new one. So we're going with this one. Okay. Here's the idler pulley I was telling you about that was right up against it. This tip, see they make this out of cast aluminum? They put a hardened steel rod in there. That tip actually, it'll be hard to do this, rolls up, or not rolls, rides on that pin. Whoops, something like that. And the time belt's on here. And this is bolted free like on a bushing. So this is what takes up the tension on your belt and spins with your time belt. We got the water pump out. This is the new one. I cleaned it before I pulled it out because you don't want to pull the pump out and have dirt fall in there, so I did that real quick. I cleaned the surface of it. This gasket here is metal, which is like a rubber gasket that sticks up above it, about 10 thousandths on each side. No sealer required. When you put it on like this, this edge gets crushed and it seals. It's that simple. And the pump sits in the car like that, and the time belt drives it. So it's right good to do your time belt, your water pump, because if this seizes, like I seen on the Mitsus, you don't just overheat, you smoke the motor, because it fries the belt snaps, all the valves hit the pistons, and you're done. You lost everything.